George McDermott. I'm just leaving the Walmart here in Alexandria, Virginia on Route 1. I had to rush over here. I got an emergency call from Sherry Eveland. She finally got somebody to who will take her to the Walmart up in northeast Maryland. I just had to send her some money to get some food, get some water. As I reported to Congress earlier today, this is beyond economic and legal terrorism. The courts are doing everything they can to starve her to death and make sure she'll never be able to prevail in court. They're going to try to lock her up. And I'm not going to allow it to happen. So, but this is how it goes, folks. You know, if she was home, if she was an illegal alien, she'd be treated better than this. If she was a convicted felon, she'd be treated, you know, they give her at least housing or something. But you know, when you're a person who's been victimized by the court system, its agents have actively engaged in the theft of over $18 million of her father's estate, and all of them work together one with another to cover it up. She can't get help. That's why I walked the halls of Congress on the 7th of May 2026 to alert Congress as to what's going on. That's why I filed papers in the Supreme Court of the United States yesterday, demanding answers as to why all of her orders and everything are unsigned. Not one of them is valid. The judges and the attorneys are all acting as mafia agents to make sure that they all split that portion of that $18 million. It's probably closer to 50 because of all the stocks and bonds the 50 stocks and bonds that Securities and Exchange Commission notified her that her father had interest in. But nobody will help her. I'm not going to give up on her. I told her I wouldn't give up on her, and I won't. I'm going to stay in the fight until the very end. Never surrender, never give up. I think God has set me on the plan to assist this person. And it's not like there are not thousands of docket entries in the court cases proving that she's been a victim. There are well over 140 videos on my secretjustice.com and georgemcdermott.com and George McDermott on YouTube. George McDermott for Justice on YouTube websites. And once again, I have to take money out of my family's budget in order to keep it from starving. I can't afford to drive up there. Every time I drive up there lately, it's almost an 8-hour trip, round trip, with gas and tolls and everything else. I can't afford it. Nobody's willing to help. Nobody's willing to step in. The Justice Department, the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the members of Congress. I even walked into Congressman Harris's office, who is a congressman 7th and gave him the information. They're all, I think they can get away with this. And it's not only her, it's millions of people across this nation right now who are in similar situations. And they're losing it because of forged documents, falsified signatures, obstruction of justice by corrupt judges and lawyers. You know, you see all these ads every night on TV for all these different law firms. Call me if you have an accident. We can get you. We've collected billions upon billions of dollars. Morgan and Morgan. And just call us and we'll do it. Don't worry about it. We'll shake down the insurance industry for you. But nobody, no organization, no law firm, no attorney grievance committee, no judicial accountability commission, they will never even let you in to talk to them. You know, we're going to cover up for the corruption of the Bar Association and its members, no matter what happens, and we're going to let our members fleece America and force us into bankruptcy. Donald Trump is a prime example of how the system works. He has money, he hires lawyers, and he shakes down all the, he prosecutes everybody he can using federal tax dollars to do it. And all the victims of white-collar crime cannot hire an attorney. They can't meet with an IRS agent. They can't meet with a U.S. attorney. They can't meet with an FBI agent. I've been doing this for 32 years, folks. There's 20,000 plus docket entries and over 1,800 videos on my websites now. And you know damn well that if I'm running now for the U.S. Congress for the 11th time in Maryland's 4th Congressional District next month in primary. If I was wrong, do you think I would be able to run for the United States Congress? No. So, all I ask everyone is, and I pray to God each morning that Sherry gets some relief, that Sherry gets the just relief that she deserves. Because nobody's going to stand up for her. Lawyers won't do it. Judges won't do it. I might be just a one-man band, but I'm not. I'm going to make a noise loud enough that I will be heard. You know, even with the inducement, the fact that she had they took out a $5 million bond against personal representative, which he's in default on. Not one lawyer will step in and go after that bonding company. There's so much evidence, and they just feel they can beat her to death. Before I see her starve to death, I will keep sending her money I do not have. If I have to, I borrow it. George McDermott signing off on Land of the Scam and Home of the Fraud. Now on the District of Columbia land, I'm just crossed over into Maryland, Virginia. So they're all just as corrupt. All the government agencies are corrupt. All the judges are corrupt. Just pray for Sherry and her family, her brother. God bless. Have a good day, everyone. This is the 13th day of